Ladies and gentlemen, Bomb1st, Reggie Wright Jr., and John Hyland have been temporarily shut down from posting videos for disrespecting the art of dialogue's intellectual property and not following the YouTube guidelines. Oh, I guess they didn't live up to their name. Bomb1st. Art of Dialogue 2, Bomb1st 0. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like the cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, click on the thumbs up button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and click on what appears to be that little bell notification right below this video. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. I don't know if you've been following along. This is very important because, like I told you before, Reggie Wright Jr. and Bomb1st sued me in a frivolous lawsuit in which Reggie Wright Jr. and John Hyland were both forced to agree that I was right and settle the action that they had filed in federal court. It was frivolous. But see, sometimes when you live in a glass house, man, you can't throw stones. All of the disrespect, all of the slander, all of the stirring up the pot, the trying to create beef, the trying to create just a lot of discontent amongst brothers and sisters in the community. The Suge Knight debacle with the Twitter account in which they hijacked and and posted things that Suge Knight made it seem like Suge Knight had posted it or was behind posting it. All of the things that have been happening. But as of recent, and this is exclusive information, I don't know if you've been following along with this, but I'm going to put you up on Straight Game right now. You see it right here. John Hyland from Bomb1st, or whoever's behind this, has said that now he's struck even more videos, making us unable to upload for the time being. And what that means is that Bomb1st has been so blatantly disrespectful in regards to, according to the cease and desist that I read to you the other day, they have been so blatantly disrespectful regarding the art of dialogue's intellectual property that they now have been, as you see here from the Bomb1st page, he's now struck even more videos, making us unable to upload for the time being. And the only reason why that happens is based on the fact that you see it here. If you get a second strike within the same 90-day period as your first strike, you will not be able be allowed to post content for 2 weeks. And this is the community guidelines by YouTube. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a game. And so the lies continue. And when I say the lies continue, it is simply for the fact that as you see this here, right? Then you see this here, and then you see what John said. And then you must look at basically what Reggie Wright has posted based on the fact he's saying somebody said to him, damn, another copyright strike. Y'all better tread lightly, homie. Homie got his foot on y'all neck. And then Reggie replies simply with something that is untrue. It dropped in 10 days. It's fair use. That it can be nothing further from the truth, as you've seen what I just posted and what YouTube does and how they apply the rules. And the rules simply say that if you get a second copyright strike within the same 90-day period as your first strike, you will not be allowed to post for approximately 2 weeks. So basically, what you saw Reggie post here is simply not the truth, if you will. And so, like I said, I'm gonna get into the facts of this matter because it is crazy. Like I told you before, and I'm gonna show you where in fact, like I said, I don't do no capping. I don't have time for that. Where in fact, Reggie sued me for copyright infringement. And this right here is the joint stipulation of the dismissal with prejudice based on the fact that I did not, and I repeat, did not infringe on their copyrights, if you will. I did nothing of the sort, right? As you see, plaintiff Reginald Wright doing business as Bomb1st, if you will, right? And so now what they tried to do to me is actually about to happen to them. And I would recommend that they do what they need to do to try to remedy the situation because they were wrong. And let me tell you how. So the copyright law basically states that you can use something in fair use. And fair use is a doctrine governed by criticism, parody, commentary, and so on and so forth, right? But you just can't use people's copyright without their permission and it not be in its proper context pertaining to fair use. And from what I saw, when they used the Art of Dialogue's intellectual property, they did not use it in fair use. They were just using it willy-nilly, if you will, and sometimes intentionally and spitefully based on the fact that it seems that Reggie Wright Jr. is so obsessed with other people doing more numbers than their channel, if you will. And so even to continue, now they can only comment in the comment section, right? As to the people who were getting mad and saying that Art of Dialogue had did this, he was wrong for doing that. Well, where were you when Reggie Wright Jr. sued me, right? And he was wrong. He wasn't as near as on point as the Art of Dialogue from what I read and the information that I gathered today off of a Bomb1st's news feed, if you will. And so once again, people tend to side with information or the lack of information or information and still side who they side with, even though they don't know what's going on or the favoritism or the bias that they must show. But as I told you just now, that Bomb1st and Reggie Wright Jr. and John Hyland have been basically shut down from posting videos. This is a fact based on what I just showed you right here. And I'm going to show you it again. Like I said, once again, this is the lawsuit that they filed against me, right? Which was dismissed because it was meritless. The lawsuit was meritless, right? And then here you have John or whoever is in charge of Bomb1st. And he said, now he's struck even more videos, making us unable to upload for the time being. And the reason that he's unable to upload for the time being is simply because of this. If you get a second strike within the same 90-day period as your first strike, you will not be allowed to post content for 2 weeks. This is what's going on. So despite Reggie on the internet replying to some of their followers, right? Sports in Life, damn, another copyright strike. Y'all better tread lightly. Homie got his foot on y'all neck. They're talking about the Art of Dialogue. And Reggie basically states a mistruth. As you can see, once again, with the lie, it drops in 10 days. It's fair use. That can be of nothing further from the truth based on the fact of this. So when they were warned and received the cease and desist, they continued to use the Art of Dialogue's copyrighted content in the wrong manner, right? So when you talk about, if you use somebody's content, you're basically criticizing or using it in parody, right? You know, there's certain things that you must do, and there's a certain amount of it that you can use. And if you're speaking on that, you have to speak to what's particularly in in that piece of copyrighted material that you're using from somebody else. So you just can't say, hey, you know, whatever, and then play the video for 3 minutes and then come back in and be like, yeah, so that's what he said. You know, that's not transformative, right? And so by them continuing to use the Art of Dialogue's intellectual property rights with him asking them, and see, the crazy part about the situation was when they sued me, they didn't even ask me nothing. They just sued me, right? And didn't have a copyright paper, didn't have any real true evidence. Reggie Wright Jr. said all he wanted me to do was to stop calling him Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. When I had to speak with him during the 7.3 meeting that you have prior to filing a motion to dismiss, or any motions for that matter, in which I thought we came to an amicable agreement, right? But he broke that also. So he's not to be trusted. And so now what John Hyland has to worry about is receiving his third strike. So he needs to get on top of his business and handle what he needs to handle in order to make things a little bit more smoother for his channel. You understand what I'm saying? But like I told you before, what they've been doing is in total disregard for other people's copyrighted content. And they're not using it in a transformative manner, in where you come to a different conclusion, or someone adds a different piece of knowledge or information, transforming that content that they use from somebody else into something new, if you will, right? And that's the only way you can really use that, or if you're making a parody of it, or you like critiquing it. But you must critique it in a manner that is consistent with fair use. And they haven't done that. And so now you will see the fact that Bomb1st will not be able to pose, based on the deliberate and blatant disregard and disrespect. And the fact of the matter is, the craziest part about it all is when Art of Dialogue sent them the cease and desist, that's business. But Reggie and John Hyland chose to go public with that, right? Which they had every right to do what they wanted to do. But then they began to make veiled threats and saying, oh, you know, the gloves are off. Now we enemies. And all of this all reckless conversation, right? When all the dialogue was asking them was, hey man, you know, please stop using my content out of context, right? Now please stop using my content, period. And they were using 2 and 3 minutes of it, like I just told you, explained to you, and there can only be a certain amount of use pertaining to what is legal or viewed legal as far as the fair use doctrine is concerned, of the copyright law. So, like I say, they were just abusing the copyright, abusing the YouTube guidelines in total disregard, and thinking somehow, some way, I guess that Reggie Wright Jr. was a former police officer, that he could police YouTube and try to tell people what they can and can't talk about if he disagrees with it. You understand what I'm saying? One can't tell a grown man what he can and can't talk about, you know, because they don't do it the way you think that they should do it. You know, that's their business, you know. So at the end of the day, when I come and I give you a critique, I give you a critique under the fair use doctrine in dealing with something that I might find disturbing, funny, or outright embarrassing, or simply not true and a lie, and bring you the whole story, bringing you new information, documentation, and all of those, making what I'm doing transformative and providing new information, if you will. And that was not done. So now I'm going to show it to you once again. This is what's going on. Somebody said to Reggie, damn, another copyright strike. Y'all better tread lightly. Homie got his foot on y'all neck. Reggie proceeds with the mistruth of it dropped in 10 days. It's fair use. But then John comes and basically, based on this information here, states the truth of the matter, because it's his channel, right? If you get a second copyright strike, this is according to the YouTube guidelines, if you get a second copyright strike in the same 90-day period as your first strike, you will not be allowed to post content for 2 weeks. John then comes back and confirms, like I said, this is untrue what Reggie's saying here. John comes back and then confirms that truth. He's now struck even more videos, making us unable to upload for the time being, right? That's because they have 2 copyright strikes, right? Like I told you, they tried to do the same thing to me, but me understanding the copyright law, I'm able to fight back correctly, articulately, and with the facts involving the situation in dealing with what is legal and acceptable as far as the YouTube guidelines are concerned. So tread lightly. A lot of people out here, they're not going out and getting their own content. They sitting back watching other people make content, and then they're calling themselves, oh, let me go over here and take some of his content and then talk about it. You're basically, it's not transformative. You're basically using that person's content and trying to call it some content that you created. You know, with the exception of some people who do know how to correctly come and critique the content and offer new evidence or new information or an objective point of view from that perspective. So like I said, you see it here from John Highland or whoever runs this Bomb1st page, basically saying he's now struck even more videos, making us unable to upload for the time being. And this is because of the blatant disrespect, disregard, and the outlandish lies and things that have been going on. And as I showed you before, like I say, see, it was cool. Listen to me. It was cool when they were doing it to me, and when they did it to me, see, they thought it was funny. And they didn't even give me a cease and desist letter, right? I didn't see a lot of these people that were coming at the Art of Dialogue crazy about what Reggie was saying, coming at Reggie crazy about him suing me after calling me all kinds of names. And I never even knew who Reggie really was from that perspective. And he tried to do the same thing that he's doing to the Art of Dialogue now, in which he took my video that I did with the Art of Dialogue. They tried to put a clown wig on me and, you know, make some, like making fun of it. It wasn't really funny what they were trying to do, because we did 700,000 views with that video, with that powerful piece of information of Tupac not being signed to death row, and tried to take the video or a piece of the video and act like they were clowning. But what they were really trying to do was capitalize off of the numbers. As you heard Reggie say when they released the fact that the Art of Dialogue gave them a cease and desist, he was like, yeah, he over there doing great numbers with Judge Joe Brown now. Like, what? I thought you supposed to be mad about the cease and desist, but he's more jealous about the numbers that the Art of Dialogue is doing. It's not about anything else. And so he started to get careless and disrespectful, right? And then not really understand what they were doing, using the content out of context and out of the ordinary, and not dealing with fair use. So like I said, this is what's going on. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but I pay real close attention to things like this because it's very important. Like I said, we're going to see what happens from here. You know, like I say, I recommend that they get their act together and try to get, you know, their situation straightened out, because it doesn't really look good. You understand what I'm saying? So like I said, once again, here's what's going on. They sued me, right? Thought it was funny. It was cool when they did it. You know what I mean? It's a problem when somebody else do it, you know? And so now, here it is. John, or whoever it is that controls the Bomb1st, he's now struck even more videos, making us unable to upload for the time being. Boom. Here comes, you know, somebody saying to Reggie, you know, hey, damn, another copyright strike. Y'all better tread lightly, homie. He got his foot on y'all neck, right? And Reggie goes on with the lie, even after John comes out and says why they won't be able to post for the next few days. And you've seen it in the YouTube guidelines. What does it say? If you get a second strike within the same 90-day period as your first strike, you will not be able to post content for 2 weeks. And that's the reason why they can't post. And John had stated the truth. You see? So now, once again, everybody was saying what they thought was, bad about the Art of Dialogue. Think about it. The Art of Dialogue put money in Reggie's pocket. He had Reggie on his channel. What would make Reggie go and disrespect the Art of Dialogue and now call him an enemy because the man doesn't want you using or willy-nilly using his intellectual property and asks you to refrain from doing it? No. Reggie and John over at Bomb1st doubled and tripled down. And one must protect their intellectual property. This is not personal. This is business. YouTube runs a business, a multi-billion-dollar business. And for everybody who is partnered with YouTube in this game called the Art of Dialogue, called Straight Game TV, Vlad TV, and all of that, they're in business. And one must protect their intellectual property rights. If you want great content, stop talking to crazy slanderous, and creating all of this drama and go out and capture real interviews. And stop hating on the next man and being jealous of the next man. Put in the work. Your boy DELRAY, Straight Game.